Leicester City did the impossible by winning the Premier League back in 2016 against all odds. That was the greatest underdog story in sporting history. Since then, the Foxes have failed to establish themselves as one of Premier League's top clubs, but that was expected. Leicester City do not have the budget to compete with the elite Premier League clubs, but we're going to change that in today's Leicester City rebuild video. We're going to try and win the Premier League and repeat history once again with Leicester City. This should be fun. This is the first ever rebuild video I'm doing on my channel, and if you guys are hyped for this and want more, make sure to drop a like on the video. Let's try and hit 1000 likes. That would be amazing, and make sure to subscribe for more FIFA 19 career mode content. Also, a quick shout out to Jared HD, who's the creator of this rebuild concept. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. Links will be in the description below. For those who haven't watched a single rebuild video yet, let me explain the concept to you. It's actually pretty simple. We're going to try and improve the Leicester City side by making as many transfers as possible within our transfer budget, of course. We're going to get through as many seasons as possible until we win the Premier League. That is the main goal of this rebuild. We also have to simulate every game of the season unless it is the final game of the Premier League, which could be a decisive one, or if it's a Champions League final. So those are the rules. Let's get this started. Time to take a look at the squad, and this is the Leicester team we have at our disposal at this moment of time. Jamie Vardy, Maddison, Tielemans, Ndidi, Harry Maguire, Chilwell, Pereira, Evan, Schmeichel. It's a pretty good first team. Some key players probably being Jamie Vardy, Ndidi, Maguire, and of course the keeper Kasper Schmeichel, who's going to be captaining the team. On the bench, we've got some very interesting players like Gazelle. He's also an Algerian, so who knows, might be the next Mahrez. We've got Barnes, who's very talented, Iheanacho, a young striker, Mendy as well, Christian Fuchs, not bad at all. A few more key players in the reserves like Daniel Amati and Soyuncu. I'm sure this team will be able to finish mid-table pretty easily, but our objective is to win the Premier League, so we need to make some pretty big signings. I'm looking to improve that right mid spot and even maybe bring in a centre-back. That's my plan. It's a challenging budget that we've got, £48 million. Let's see what we can do with it. Something new that I'm bringing to my rebuild series just to spice things up, and these are called rebuild goals. Basically, these are objectives we're going to try and complete over the course of this rebuild. The first one being silverware, which is to win the Carabao or FA Cup at least once in the series. That should be a challenge. European dream, reach the Champions League quarterfinals. Now, this is something Leicester City did back in 2017, so if we can do that as well, would be amazing. Of course, we need to qualify first for the Champions League. Golden Boot, win the Premier League Golden Boot with a Leicester City player. If I'm not wrong, Vardy did not win the Golden Boot in that amazing Leicester City season. So if he can do this now, it'll be amazing to see. So let's hope we can complete these three objectives. We are straight away getting rid of the old guard as Danny Simpson has been sold to Eibar for £1.75 million. Expect to see a lot more transfers like this because if we want to get to the top, we need to get rid of the old players and bring in new talents. We've made our first big signing of this Leicester City rebuild, and it's Nicolas Pepe from the French League for £34.2 million. I feel like that's a very good price, and Leicester City buying players from the French League, it's really worked out for them well. So hopefully this is another transfer that'll work out for Leicester. He's got some great stats, he's very young, and hopefully he can fill the void left by Mahrez's departure to City. We've just sold Wes Morgan to Parma for £2.4 million, which means we need to bring in another centre-back. We've made a big transfer on transfer deadline day, signing the Hertha Berlin centre-back Nicolas Stark for £18 million. He's got some great stats and I think he's going to be big for us in the future and in the present as well. Also, Game of Thrones Season 8 is out now, so it's only fitting that we sign a Stark, and there you go, we've signed a Stark the North remembers. It's been a difficult transfer window, I must say that. We were only able to make two signings, Pepe and Stark, and we struggled to sell a lot of our players. So this is how our team looks right now. It's actually pretty good, but it could have been a lot better. Hopefully we can improve the team over the January transfer window. Let's now simulate until that point and see how the team is doing in the Premier League and even in the Carabao Cup. So halfway through the season, after playing 20 games, Leicester City in 13th place. I was honestly expecting us to do a bit better, maybe in the top 10, but oh well, there is still time for us to get that top 10 finish, and that's exactly what I'm going to be aiming for. Hopefully we can improve the team by making a few signings in this January window as well. It's definitely been a rocky start to this rebuild as Norwich City knocked us out from the Carabao Cup in the round 2 itself. Jamie Vardy has been the main man so far this season with 9 goals in 20 games in the Premier League, and assist-wise it's been all Brighton with 3. This explains everything. James Maddison was out for the last 3 or 4 months with an ACL injury. He should be back in the next 4 weeks, but I think that's why we were struggling so much in the Premier League. Can't wait to have him back. The winter transfer window has proven to be very difficult as we struggle to sell any of our players, which means we have no money to make new signings. Frustrating, but we're gonna have to wait until next season to make more signings. So it's gonna be this squad until the end of season. Hopefully they can get the job done for me. Although I might have one move up my sleeve, bringing back Adrien Silva from his loan spell at Monaco. He's actually a transfer Leicester made in real life, but because of some paperwork delay, the transfer wasn't completed. So I guess it's realistic to, recall Adrien Silva, and we're gonna do exactly that. It's gonna cost us a bit of money, but I feel like he's gonna offer us a lot of quality and a lot of depth until the end of season. So welcome Adrien Silva. Seems like Christian Fuchs has struck a deal with Monaco and he'll be joining them next season. So it seems like in season 2 with Leicester, we'll be needing a new backup left back. I've been trying to sell Mark Albrighton from the start of this rebuild, and finally I've managed to sell him to West Brom for £9.7 million. And the good thing about this transfer is that it will happen at the start of next season, so we only have to worry about a replacement next season. For now, let's focus on the Prem and on the FA Cup, and let's simulate until the end of season and see where we finish. Wait a minute, how on earth are we 7th in the Premier League after 37 games? We were 13th after 20 games. That's an incredible comeback from this Leicester City side, and if Leicester can win their final game at home to Chelsea, they might just secure Europa League football for next season. You know what? Let's play this game against Chelsea and get some action with Leicester City. This is the team that I've gone for this massive game in the Premier League. If we win, we get ourselves into the Europa League. So let's do it, guys. You've got Vardy, Pepe, Maddison, all of them starting. Let's get the win. Inside to Jamie Vardy, and now I see Maddison making a good run. Here goes Maddison on the attack. Lays this one off to Barnes, who have just brought on, and he scores. This is our first goal in this Leicester City rebuild, and it comes from the super sub Harvey Barnes as we take the lead against Chelsea. This could be the goal that gets us into the Europa League next season. And that's that for the final Premier League game of the season. We've beaten Chelsea and we are through to the Europa League next season. Let's take one last look at the Premier League table. So after 38 games, Leicester City finish in 7th place, and you know what? That's actually very impressive for our first season at the club. Let's push on from here and maybe finish in the top 6 or maybe even the top 4 next season. But I'm really excited to be involved in some Europa League action next season. Unfortunately though, we got absolutely hammered in the FA Cup quarterfinals by Man City. They beat us 4-1. Looking at the top scorers in the Premier League, you've got Mane winning the Golden Boot with 20 goals this season, and you've got Vardy in 11th place with 13. To be fair, not bad from Jamie Vardy. Assist-wise, do we have any Leicester City players in the top 15? We don't, which is interesting. And clean sheets-wise, we also have Schmeichel in actually 11th place, which I guess isn't that bad. Let's take a look at some of the stats of our players this season. Jamie Vardy finishes as the club's top scorer with 16 goals. In second place, you've got Pepe, who is also the top assister, so fair play to him. It's been a fantastic transfer. Can't wait to see what he produces in future seasons. Harvey Barnes with 8 goals. You've got Tielemans with 6, Ricardo Pereira with 5. You've got James Maddison with only 4. That's surprising. I guess it's because of the injury. And then you've got Gray with 4, and so on. Assist-wise, it is of course Nicolas Pepe with 8 assists. That's actually amazing. And yeah, there you go. Players have done pretty well this season. Looking at our rebuild goals before we head on into next season, hopefully with a better team we can challenge for either the Carabao or the FA Cup next season. We will be involved in the Europa League and not the Champions League, but hey, it's one step closer to being in the Champions League, and hopefully we'll have a player who can help us win the Golden Boot. So not the best of seasons for our rebuild goals. And that's that for season 1. It's been a great season. Finishing 7th in the Premier League is a great start. We've brought in some amazing players. Hopefully next season with a better budget we can improve the team and push on for maybe a top 4 spot. Good start to this Leicester rebuild. Season 2 begins, and this is how the Leicester team looks at this point in time. Pretty good, to be honest. We've got a lot of players above the overall of 80. Vardy, Maddison, and Didi, Pepe as well. Our defense is actually brilliant now. We brought in Stark last season, which was a fantastic signing, and we've still got Schmeichel to captain the team. Our bench looks pretty decent as well, as a lot of the players have gone up in their overalls, which is nice to see. Iheanacho, Gazelle, Barnes, all really good players. And in the reserves, we have a few more players like Soyuncu and a lot more players I'm looking to, sell. Christian Fuchs is gone. Shinji Okazaki is gone. Yuri Tielemans was only a lone player, which means he's gone as well. We need to make a lot of signings here in Season 2. We've got a pretty good budget for Season 2 as expected, £68 million. I feel like we can make a lot of good signings. Starting off Season 2 with a bang as we've signed Lo Celso from PSG for £42 million. I feel like that is a very good fee for someone as good as him. He's 23, 84 rated already, and he's definitely going to fill that void left by the departure of Yuri Tielemans. With Christian Fuchs gone, we needed to bring in a backup left back, and we've done exactly that. We've signed Emerson from Chelsea, 77 rated, 24 years old. Seems like the perfect transfer. He's got some great stats in key areas as well. I've just made one more signing in this window, and it's Dani Olmo from Burnley. He was actually at Dinamo Zagreb at the start of the career mode, joined Burnley, and now he's moving on to Leicester City. Last season, if you remember, we were struggling in the absence of Maddison, so I thought with Okazaki gone, let's bring in some squad depth for that cam role, and that's why we've just signed Dani Olmo, 79 rated. He's got some great stats, and he's only 21 years old. Could be a fantastic signing for us. I must say, this has probably been our best transfer window so far in this rebuild. We've brought in Lo Celso, Emerson, Olmo for £73.8 million, and we've sold players worth of 21.8, so not bad at all. We've still got about 10 million left, which we will use in the winter transfer window. Pretty good window, I must say. Our team is ready for the action the second season brings. We've got quality players in basically all positions. Our bench is looking now very decent. I'm ready for season 2. Let's simulate until the halfway point and see how we're doing. This is the group we've been drawn into in the Europa League. Leicester City, Schalke, Athens, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. So it's a tough group with Schalke involved, but I still feel like we should be able to get through to, of course, the round of 32. Let's see what happens at the end of the group stages. That's the Europa League group stages done, and I genuinely wasn't expecting this. We finished top of our group with 13 points. That's brilliant. So we do get an easier draw, I suppose, in the round of 32. Schalke finishing second with 11 points, but I'm ready for the knockouts. So halfway through the season in the Premier League after 20 games, we are in the top 4 with 34 points. That's actually brilliant. Just 2 points off Man City in third place. Of course, the Premier League title I think is still a season away, but not bad, guys. If we can secure Champions League football for next season, I feel like that'll be massive. We're also doing a lot better in cup competitions as we are currently in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and it does seem like we are favourites to lift this trophy. That'll help us complete one of our rebuild goals. We've just made a big move on transfer deadline day, selling Jamie Vardy to Monaco for about £14 million, and we need to sign a new striker right now itself. His stats were going down already. He's 33 years old, so I thought selling him was the right choice. We've got 8 hours left on deadline day. Can we sign another striker? It took me ages to sign a striker within our budget, and Munir El Haddadi is the player I've gone for £21 million. He's 80 rated, and I feel like we've got a good deal here. I mean, he's valued at about 17. Signing him for 21 is pretty impressive. I'm not sure if he's an upgrade to Jamie Vardy. Only time will tell. But I'm glad we managed to sign a striker on deadline day. We couldn't really make any improvements to our team in this winter window, but not bad. Our team is still looking very good. Only one player under the overall 80, which is brilliant. Bench is looking solid as well. Let's see how we end off the season. We've won our first silverware of this rebuild as Leicester City have beaten Burnley 2-1. Munir, our new signing, scoring. Chilwell as well. There you go, we've completed one of our objectives. Absolutely fantastic as Leicester City have won the Carabao Cup. Just one game to go in the Premier League this season and we are in the top 4 with 68 points. Our next game though is against Man City, and the situation is pretty simple. As long as we don't lose to a 3-0 scoreline, we'll finish in the top 4 and get Champions League football next season. And as this is the final game of the season, let's play this one and see how we perform away from home against Man City. This is the team that I've gone for this one to help us secure Champions League football next season. Munir is out with an injury, so Pepe is starting up front as our striker. You've got Gray, you've got Maddison, Lo Celso and Didi. It's a strong Leicester team. Let's get Champions League football. Maddison now on the attack. Brilliantly finds Pepe, who shoots, and there you go. It's Leicester City who've taken the lead, and it does look like we're going to be finishing in the top 4. We just need to avoid losing 3-0 in this one, and what a finish that was from Pepe. Maddison getting the assist for that one. There goes Demaira Gray, gets lucky, shoots, and it's 3-1 against Man City. I'm really loving the way this team plays in game. Like, it's got everything, you know, you've got the technique with Lo Celso and Maddison, you've got the pace with Gray and Pepe. It's absolutely brilliant, and before half-time, we lead 3-1 against City. Pepe finding Demaira Gray. Cut back inside, and it is 6-2. What a result this is turning out to be. We've scored 6 goals in this game, an 8-goal thriller against Man City. It is full time in this one, and we've secured Champions League football for next season, finishing in the top 4. A brilliant performance at the Etihad Stadium. City won't be getting Champions League action next season. So we finished 4th in the Premier League this season, 9 points off league leaders Spurs, but not bad, guys. In our second season itself, we've established Leicester as a Champions League team. Absolutely brilliant. 71 points this season, 21 wins, 8 draws and just 9 losses. Pretty impressive, you know, finishing ahead of City and United. We got knocked out by Man City in the FA Cup semi-finals, frustrating, and it's Huddersfield who won the tournament. Carabao Cup, of course, was one trophy we managed to win, and that helps us complete one of our rebuild goals. We beat Burnley 2-1. Just to show you guys who won the Champions League, and it was Barcelona who managed to beat Juventus 2-1. In the Europa League though, we weren't good enough. We got knocked out by Arsenal in the round of 16, and it was Arsenal who actually won the entire tournament, beating Monaco 2-0. Top scorer stats in the Premier League at this point, you've got Pepe in 3rd place with 22 goals. Can't lie, that's actually very impressive. Do we have any other Leicester player in the top 25? We don't. Pepe has been brilliant for us. What a signing he's turned out to be. Maddison, 2nd top assister in the Premier League with 10 assists. Very impressive. Pepe in there as well in 6th place with 7. And you've got Pereira with 6 as well. Clean sheets wise, it's Lloris who's been the best keeper in the league. Looking at our players' end of season stats, Nicolas Pepe, the player who scored the most goals for us, 27 this season. That's actually mad. He's 86 rated, and he's only going to get better from here on. Lo Celso with, of course, 15 goals. Gray with 13. Munir unfortunately suffered an injury, but he has a good goal return. 9 goals in 17 games. Maddison with 6, and so on. Assist wise, you've got Maddison top assister with 12. You've got Pereira with 8, Pepe with 8, Gray with 7, Lo Celso with 5, and so on. End of season 2, this is how our team looks in terms of player ratings. Every player in the first team is above the overall of 80, which is fantastic. And even on the bench, we've got quality players like Dani Olmo. Maybe that's why we managed to secure top 4 in our second season itself. A quick look at our rebuild goals before we head on into season 2. Can't complain, we've managed to complete one objective, the silverware one, which is to win the Carabao Cup or FA Cup. We won the Carabao Cup, of course, 1 time. So there you go, that objective is done. Hopefully next season, now that we're in Champions League football, we can of course achieve the Champions League quarterfinals goal, and maybe Pepe or someone can help us win the golden boot. So not bad so far. And that season 2 wrapped up. It's been immense, guys, seeing the progress we've made with Leicester City, making them now a top 4 team. We've signed so many amazing players in our squad. It's looking absolutely fantastic. And of course, finishing top 4 means Champions League football next season. That's going to be a tremendous amount of fun. I think in a few seasons, like 2 more, we should be able to win the Premier League, that's for sure. Season 3 with Leicester City begins now, and our team looks pretty incredible. I actually feel if we can make a couple of world-class signings in this window itself, we can challenge for the Premier League title, potentially even win it. We've got a quality striker in Munir, Maddison, Pepe is amazing, last season's top scorer, Lo Celso in midfield, and Didi's pretty good. You've got Chilwell, Maguire, such a solid defense, and Schmeichel is amazing in goal as well. We've got pretty good squad depth. As you guys can see, our bench is looking pretty decent with Olmo, Barnes, Iheanacho, Emerson, and in the reserves we've got talents like Gazelle, Adrian Silva, Amati. And yeah, it's looking pretty good, guys. Let's make some transfers, improve our team, and challenge for the Premier League title in Season 3. Take a look at the funds we've got for Season 3. £144 million to spend. That's actually insane. We've made our first signing of Season 3, and it is definitely a big one. Serge Gnabry has been signed by Leicester City for £70 million. It's an expensive transfer, but we needed a left midfielder to improve this team and to take it to the next level, and I feel like Gnabry is just perfect. expect. He's returning to the Premier League with a point to prove as he didn't perform for Arsenal. Let's see how he does for us. I've gone ahead and sold Gazelle and Adrian Silva. They were both not really involved in my first team plans, backup players, but I do have the additional cash now to improve the team. Kasper Schmeichel has been at the club since the start of the rebuild, but it's finally time to sell him as we have sold him to West Ham for about £17 million. His overall was starting to go down, and that's why I decided to sell him. But now it is time to sign a world-class keeper. We've gone pretty big for the goalkeeper position as we've signed Anthony Lopez from Olympique Lyon for £46.4 million. An expensive transfer, but he's in his prime. He's 29, he's 87 rated, and he's going to be important for us in goal. I'm really liking the look of his team. Gnabry and Lopez, our two signings, go straight into the team, and now we've got 4 players who are 87 rated. That's actually immense. I think the next transfer we need to make is that striker spot. So who knows, maybe a world-class striker might join in the winter window. And that's deadline day done and dusted. Let's sim until the winter transfer window and see how we are doing. We of course qualified for the Champions League last season, and this is our group. Leicester, AC Milan, Club Brugge and Moscow. We should be able to qualify for the round of 16 at the very least. So we finished second in our Champions League group behind AC Milan. Not bad, to be honest. Oh my god, we are halfway through the Premier League season, 21 games played, and we are in second position, 3 points behind Liverpool with 44 points. We might actually be able to win the Premier League this season. How crazy would that be? So I've sold Iheanacho to Villarreal for £18 million. He's been decent for us, a few goals here and there, but nothing special. And with that money, I've gone ahead and made a huge signing. Diogo Jota to Leicester City is complete. £40 million for the 24-year-old. He's already 84 rated. He's gonna go straight into our team ahead of Munir on the bench. And overall, I feel like this transfer could help us win the Premier League this season itself. This is how our team looks now after the winter transfer window. A few injuries might cause us problems, but hopefully they'll be back soon. But my god, is this team insane. Even the bench is pretty good with talents like Munir, Gray, Olmo, reserves as well now looking good. We've gotten rid of all the players that I just wasn't planning to use, and it's now an amazing team. But the question is, can we win the Premier League? We've also got Champions League football, domestic competitions. But anyways, let's sim until the end of the season and see if we can complete this rebuild by winning the Prem. We've actually gone ahead and won the Carabao Cup once again for the second time in a row. That's actually brilliant. We beat Chelsea 3-1, Lo Celso with a brace, and Pepe getting himself a goal as well. Our Champions League journey this season comes to an end as we've been knocked out by Atletico Madrid in, of course, the round of 16. No quarterfinals for us. That's so unfortunate. We also got knocked out in the early rounds of the FA Cup itself by Watford in round 3. So from now until the end of the season, it's only the Premier League we've got to focus on. Let's see if we can win it. So end of season 3, the Premier League has come to an end, and unfortunately we haven't been able to win the Premier League. We finished second. Now this is our best finish so far in this rebuild, but still I kind of feel like we could have won the Premier League this season, but 10 points behind Liverpool. Season 4, we need to make some big moves if we want to actually win the Premier League. But there you go, this is how the Premier League table looks like. Hang on a minute, Nicolas Pepe has scored the same amount of goals as Hazard and Mane in the Premier League, 16 goals, which means he's the Golden Boot winner, and he's done it in lesser games as well, which means we've completed one of our rebuild objectives. Gnabry doing bits for us assist-wise as he finishes 4th in the assist charts. Nicolas Pepe is just insane. He finishes once again as the player who scored the most goals for us. We've got Gnabry in second place, Lo Celso in third with 16, Munir with 13 goals as well, Dani Olmo, Jota with 6. Jota has been a bit of a disappointment, hasn't he? We might need to bring in a world-class goal machine striker next season because we've been lacking a few goals from our strikers this season. Lo Celso with 9 assists along with Gnabry is our top assister as well. Pepe again with 5. I mean, our players have done really well this season to finish in second place in the Prem. A quick look at our rebuild goals. We're now done with 2 objectives, the silverware one and the one we completed in this season, which is the Golden Boot objective. Just the European Dream one is left to complete, and hopefully we can wrap that up in Season 4 of this Leicester City rebuild. And that's that for Season 3 with Leicester City. This is another season where we've made a tremendous amount of progress, finishing in, of course, second place in the Premier League, our best finish. Champions League football, we've won another trophy, the Carabao Cup, of course. Hopefully Season 4 will be the season where we wrap up the rebuild by winning the Premier League itself. Season 4 with Leicester City begins now, and this absolutely needs to be the season where we win the Premier League, because honestly, just look at our team. How good is this for a team, man? We've got world-class players everywhere in the first team. On the bench as well, quality players like Gray, Munir, Olmo, and in the reserves we do have quality players like Barnes, Amati, Soyuncu and all. We've got to win the Prem this season. We've got an insane budget to help us with that objective, £200 million to spend. I'm sure we'll be able to make some world-class signings to improve our team and of course win the Prem come end of season. Leicester City mean business, as we've made our most expensive signing so far in this rebuild. We've signed Milan Skriniar for £80 million. I feel like that's a good fee for someone who's only 26 and he is 90 rated, one of the world's best. We've signed a world-class player to help our defense and I feel he's going to be massive for us. And guess what? We still have about 120 million left to spend. I told you guys, we mean business this season. I've made another big money signing in Timo Werner. We've signed him for about £62 million. A quality striker. We lacked goals from our striker last season. This season, that's not going to happen with Timo Werner joining our team. Another big transfer coming in is I've signed Emre Can from Juventus for £42 million. Now, the reason I signed him was squad depth. I feel like having a quality player on the bench who can play in a variety of different positions could be massive for us. He can just slot in to our first team directly as well. He can come off the bench and I think he's going to offer us a lot. And last season we had so many injuries, so getting more players in the team, more quality players is definitely going to help. So this is the team that we've built. The transfer window is done, so we're going to have to use this team until the next window. And you know what? I'm very content with the players we have. We've got a top quality striker like Werner, Gnabry, Pepe in the team, Lo Celso. Look at that defense with Skriniar in there. It's an amazing team. We've got to win the Premier League this season to wrap up this rebuild. Our bench is looking pretty good as well with 85 rated players over there. And even squad depth wise, I'm going to put Emre Can on the bench now. It's looking fantastic. Let's sim until the halfway point of the season and see how we're doing. So our Champions League group was definitely an interesting one with Lyon and Valencia involved, but with the team we have, of course we were the favourites and we did manage to top our group with 16 points. Can't wait for the knockout rounds. Hopefully we can find ourselves at least in the quarterfinals this season. We're once again in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Imagine if we can win this competition for the third time in a row. That'll be insane. The Premier League is of course the most important competition for us and we are balling out in the Premier League. We are first in the league for the first time in this rebuild series. Look at this. Leicester City top of the league, 52 points after 21 games. We've got such a massive advantage over Everton. We've got to win the Premier League this season to end off the rebuild in style. What a season it's been so far. So it is the winter transfer window and I'm not looking to make any more signings. I feel like we've got the complete team to get the job done for us, and so that's why no signings in this window. This is the team we've got until the end of season. So let's simulate until the end and see how we perform. Let's get that Premier League trophy. Unfortunately, we couldn't win the Carabao Cup for a third straight season in a row. Man City win the tournament this time around, but hey, we've won it twice already. For the first time in this rebuild, we've managed to reach the Champions League quarterfinals. We knocked out Schalke 4-3 on aggregate. Let's see if we can progress onto the semi-finals by knocking out Spurs. Leicester City are through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. We've knocked out Spurs 2-1 on aggregate. Absolutely brilliant. Can't wait for the semi-finals. We somehow knocked out Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals 3-2 on aggregate, and Dortmund knocked out Bayern Munich, which means it's a final between Leicester City and Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. And this game we're going to be playing. Can we actually win the Champions League in this Leicester City rebuild? We did it. We finally did it. It took us 4 long seasons, but we've managed to win the Premier League. Only by 2 points though. We had such a big advantage after 21 games. Don't know where that advantage went, but it doesn't matter. We've won the Premier League. 82 points. We've lost only 2 games this season. How crazy is that? And that's that. The rebuild is complete, but we can add to this by winning the Champions League as well. But for now, let's just take it in. We've won the Premier League. This time, Nicolas Pepe couldn't win the Golden Boot award. It was Harry Kane with 28 goals. We've got Lo Celso in there with 11 goals as well. Assist-wise, though, Nicolas Pepe did have the most assists this season, along with Eriksen. Once again, we got knocked out in the early rounds of the FA Cup to Plymouth Argyle. How did that happen? Oh well, we can still win the double this season. Once again, Nicolas Pepe is our main man. Most goals this season, most assists this season. Lo Celso has been brilliant as well with 13 goals. Gnabry with 10, Werner with 9, Pereira with 8. Our right back has been fairly involved in a lot. We've got Gnabry with 9 assists, Pepe of course with 15. Immense season from all our players, and we still have one huge game to go. Before we head into that Champions League final, have a look at this. We've wrapped up all our rebuild goals. It's been difficult, but we've done it. Now time to move on. That's the team I'm going for this Champions League final against Borussia Dortmund. Timo Werner, Maddison, Pepe, Lo Celso, Skriniar, all of them starting. Let's get right into it and end this rebuild off in style. Who would have thought we'd be seeing Leicester City in a Champions League final, but here we are after 4 long, difficult seasons. Already on our first attack, and it's the main man Pepe on the attack. Can he score in a Champions League final? He absolutely can. Leicester City have taken the lead courtesy of Nicolas Pepe. He's just superb in this game. Not good as Paco Alcacer pounces on an opportunity that we just gave away cheaply, and there you go. Borussia Dortmund have equalized courtesy of that man Paco Alcacer. It's 1-1 and game on. Such poor defending there from me. On the attack we go. It's Timo Werner. This is where he's just absolutely ruthless. Still Timo Werner cuts inside, gets the shot off, and that's off the post, but on the rebound Serge Gnabry does put it in, and Leicester City have made it 2-1 in this Champions League final. There you go, the Gnabry celebration, absolutely brilliant. Werner on the attack once again gets taken down inside the box, and we get a penalty and a chance to make it 3-1 in the first half itself. It's been a goal fest, at least so far, if we can of course make it 3-1. It's gonna be Nicolas Pepe to take this pen for us. Go on Pepe, score. You guys know how bad I am with penalties, but this time Pepe does not disappoint. A brace for him in a Champions League final. 3-1. Dortmund have a chance now. It's Paqueta, the Brazilian, who shoots, and they are right back in it. It's 3-2. We still have a slight advantage, but anything can happen now. It's game on. It is done, boys. We've done it. We've won the Champions League with Leicester City. What a way to end this rebuild off. 3-2 against Borussia Dortmund in the final. We've already won the Premier League, and now we've won the Champions League. Can't get any better, can it? It's only fitting that Harry Maguire gets to lift the Champions League trophy. He's been here in this rebuild video since the start, and there you go. After 4 seasons, he gets his reward by lifting the Champions League trophy. Rebuild with Leicester City has been completed. What an awesome moment this is for the club to win the Champions League. Look at this for an image as well. Leicester City, champions of Europe for the first time in their history. And these are the players that did it, man. I mean, look at this team. I think only 3 or 4 players were there at the start with us in this rebuild. In fact, 5. Maddison, Ndidi, and of course Pereira, Maguire and Chilwell. That's actually not bad. Only 6 new players were brought in. The bench as well were very useful, and the reserves as well. Team of heroes, I must say. And that's that for the rebuild. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this Leicester City rebuild video. If you guys did, I would really appreciate a like on the video. 1,000 likes would be absolutely fantastic. And if you guys want to see more rebuild videos, let me know by dropping a comment what team I should do next. If you guys enjoyed the concept, what improvements can I make to this rebuild series? And yeah, that's about it. We were successful. We won the Premier League once, we won the Champions League once, the Carabao Cup twice, and I must say the rebuild has been a success. So that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.